Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I'm Amanpreet, as you all know, your host for this webinar from Wooply. We are a social e-commerce platform for tier 2, tier 3 cities in India. In this webinar, we'll be discussing in depth about live commerce and the effective strategy needed to elevate your digital presence, from captivating your audience with compelling content to leveraging interactive features. We'll cover all the essentials that elevates your live streaming game. Get ready to boost your online presence and content, connect with your audience like never before. Before we get to the topic at hand, I would briefly introduce the speakers for today's webinar. We have Manjeet Singh. Manjeet is proficient in strategic leadership and management. He holds versatile skills such as expertise in digital strategy, program management, and marketing research. Today, he is the head of content at Wooply. And we have Yash Arora. Yash comes with over 9 years of experience in tech field. As a programming and technology specialist, he is also the head of engineering at Wooply. Extending a warm welcome to the panel and for our speakers for today.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Aman.
Thanks for the introduction, Manpreet.
Here's a detailed look, or I can say here's an in-depth look or understanding how live streaming is taking over the e-commerce world, the rising popularity of live streaming, how it impact brand building and benefit your business as well. So here's a closer look to all these things. As I said, that welcome to the panel, and we are looking at the all expertise and all your experience on this live commerce and e-commerce industry. If you can share with our audience. So I would like to put up my first question for both of you. What do you think in today's world right now, as we are talking about e-commerce and live streaming, video commerce, all of this, we are all these are all well known terms right now in e-commerce industry. But what do you think, how a brand leveraging this live commerce for for brand building or for sales or for any other thing for their brand benefit basically?
Sure.
And you can pick up the question. Yes.
I'll take this up. Sure. So, let's see how things are, right? I mean, brands have been always wanting to reach out to their audiences, right? There have been always traditional ways of marketing. You always had ads, you always had typical offline ways to market your product. But then what's happening today? Today it's all about content consumption, which is basically via social platforms. There are people are consuming a lot of, they're putting a lot of their time consuming content on all these platforms, right? And when they're putting their time there, these brands also have to show their presence over there, right?
Right.
Since now brands have to show their presence on these platforms, and people are also consuming content, right? Live commerce is another marketing, effective marketing technique wherein you can position your product, you can bring in a large set of audience. Like when these audience set, they basically look at your product, you get a reach, right? When you get a reach, you basically gain those customers, right? And yeah, that's how the brands are leveraging today. Again, it's effective way because you are able to see the matrices which you are not able to see by the traditional means. You see a lot of engagement, you see people engaging on your product, right? Talking
Right.
about them because a lot of concurrent users come into that. Yeah.
Yes.
Just to add on
Definitely.
what Yash said, I totally agree with what Yash spoke about just now. Now, the biggest testament to the success or the future of live commerce is if you look at all the educational content today, which is being done online. Uh, that's the biggest testament because you are able to interact one on one, you're able to share knowledge, you're able to answer questions or even suggest new ideas, products, etc. So I think the future of e-commerce is live commerce. You could do product launches, you could do, influencer marketing, educational content, which is already being done and is very successful. Baiju's are probably one of the examples over there. And also for engagement with your consumers and building community. That's one major piece which is currently missing with our current e-commerce situation, where people miss that touch and feel, people miss that one-on-one interaction. They're just looking at a blank screen with some information there, but no real interaction is happening. So what people do is they go to a general store, look at the product, experience it, and then come back and buy it online. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Rather than that, live commerce can solve that gap and build that whole complete end-to-end experience for the consumers.
Right, right, right. Very well said. I think both of you like said in the your experts way, in the like in the same thing but your own way. But definitely we can have these examples like Myntra, Amazon, Flipkart, all of these big shot, we can say, e-commerce industry, e-commerce platforms right now in India, and they have already started this live commerce thing. And obviously they have started connected with their consumers, which is the main, like Manjeet said, this which is the main missing key within a brand and a consumer, that human touch that was missing. But they have already somehow started using this live commerce, video commerce, and leveraging this for the brand building. Definitely, yes. So, on the same line, I would like to put up my second question. So, what do you think, as you streaming or live commerce? So, there are some investments to be made in the same thing. Like if you are doing if you are hiring influencers, or maybe some kind of a tool you're getting, or whatever the thing is we required for to go live, there are certain tech or certain things that we require to go live. So what do you think, in the starting phase, or maybe in the starting, how much should brand invest in live streaming?
Let me pick this up to start with. I think it completely depends on the kind of brand that you are. It depends on the kind of goals that you have as a brand. It also probably depends on your target audience, plus also what kind of resources you have available at this particular moment. For example, if you're targeting 18 to 20-year-old
Mm-hmm.
target audience, the investment required will probably be higher as compared to a 36-year-old target audience. Or similarly, so if you're looking at, if you don't have a lot of resources available, then obviously the amount or the percentage goes down as well. What I think the best approach to figuring out how much you should spend on this is probably start small, focus on quality as against quantity, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the key is to be consistent. So keep doing it over and over, pick up learnings and try implementing them. And the biggest thing is to measure and track uh, what happened during your previous session, or during the previous implementation. A ballpark figure probably will be between anywhere around 30 to 40%, 45% of your existing marketing spends should
Okay.
definitely be focused on live commerce right now, because that's the way to go forward.
uh, yes, I guess yes, because definitely, if you want to get something out of this live streaming, there should be something, you have to invest from your side. But obviously some percent is there. As you said, that 30, 40, or 45% of the marketing thing should be there. That's definitely is one thing. What you say, Yash, on this point?
Sure. Always, so how it works is, right. I mean, see, it is all dependent on where your users sit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your marketing budgets are entirely dependent on If my user is sitting on a place wherein they're consuming live stream content, certainly they have to be there. If I'm building a product which is, let's say, for a age group of 45ish plus, right? I can't like expect them to sit on and watching a stream, right? If I'm building a product for let's say altogether very different audience, which is today sitting on or basically using these D2C products, D2C brands, like they're coming to their platform, they're visiting these platforms, they're sitting on social media channels, right? That's where spending an amount on marketing makes the most sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, like Manjeet mentioned, a rough 30%, or I would say rather than 30%, it's a healthy fit amongst all your marketing verticals, right? You should
Mm-hmm.
definitely have somewhere around even budget. So I would keep 30% for it, 35% for it, and probably expand. Keep looking at your numbers. Keep watching what's happening around. Basically, getting some sense out of numbers, getting some sense out of those conversions, and then scaling up the marketing budgets there. Then as a channel, it has a great potential, subject to what you're doing is you're doing it.
Right. I think yes, that is important because definitely the main key is the audience, the product you are building for, and the
Yeah.
second is that audience are ready to invest. If you are investing in marketing, are these guys ready to invest back in your product? Definitely, this is the a very well knowledge because I'm not aware of this thing that how much you should invest. Definitely, I this is a very good thing I have learned today that definitely this to 30 to 40% we should keep it for any kind of you can say starting maybe video commerce or live commerce thing. But yes, so we have audience here also who are agreeing to these points of yours, both Manjeet's and Yash. So Gunika is saying definitely this is the key, the investment that should a company should make. So moving on further, before moving on further to the next question, I have mentioned this previously as well. We all know that this live commerce where it came from, right? The roots are from China. They started it. It was went viral very quickly. But I want to add on to this that definitely it went viral back then, but right now in India also it is going up very quickly. Also the market sizes in India is going rapidly. If you guys if you guys add on to this that right now I have done some research and in that particular research it says that in India right now the market size for this particular live commerce live streaming thing is $5 billion by 2025. So that means it's growing and it should reach $5 billion by then.
So, Amanpreet, I'll just add on here, right? I think a couple of reports, like you mentioned, right? It's a $70 billion industry, I believe, in China. Is what I've read. I'm not sure if the numbers
Okay.
are precisely right, but it's somewhere there. 2022, if I 2022 or 2021, if I remember, the industry was sitting at $2 billion. 24, it is expected to hit 5 billion, and
Mm-hmm.
2030 it is expected to hit 45 billion. Is what numbers look like, right? And I mean, the growth is immense, right? And the projections are immense because that's how the behavior has been changing, right? That's where the market is going in. So yeah.
So we can say definitely this, small businesses or these small brands or bootstrap brands definitely invest in live streaming because they have a very vast audience waiting for them. We can say in that way, right?
Oh, absolutely. Now, if you look at the current situation in India as well, uh, everybody, I think all of us have watched at least one live stream of one of the KOLs or KOLs, key
Yes.
influencers who we follow on a regular basis. We would have definitely watched one of the live streams, and most probably we would have definitely picked up one of the products that they were trying to sell. Uh, uh, Maybe obviously or in very subtle ways, whatever sales strategy was used. I think because we have been following these influencers, or because we are watching a live stream, the impact of the discussion, the examples given, or the questions answered during these sessions uh, push us that close to buying products as well. So yes, I think most of the brands are going to start leveraging this whole interactive live commerce. Uh, Another probably piece that I would want to bring into the equation is uh, there is a lot of AI which is going to get incorporated into this. There is a lot of one-on-one live shopping which is going to happen. We are going to see a lot more AR and VR integration into the whole live commerce situation. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely, it's going to be a very big industry, and I think most of the future e-com is going to be live commerce. So yes.
Very well said. Definitely, yes. So moving on to the next question. It's in the same line though. Most of the brands out there, maybe it's fashion, beauty, they have some product or some kind of service to provide to the audience. So what do you think, what kind of brand or products are suitable for live streaming, and maybe what type of special offers or sales or bundles do we need to go with during the live session or streaming for the audience?
Amanpreet, I think I lost you
Yes.
while I lost you. Can you repeat the question once?
Oh, sure, sure, sure. So, what I was saying, that what kind of brands or products are suitable for live streaming? Because every other brand, they have some service or some products to show to this their audience. And maybe while showing the products, what kind of offers do a brand need to go with during the live?
Correct. Sure. See, when you look at from a product angle, right, there are two fundamentally two sort of product verticals which are there. Right? Of course, one products have multiple categories, right? They fall into multiple categories and subcategories, but there are products which are very occasionally used, right? And there are products which you buy once in a while,
Right.
right? Uh, Today, live stream as a mode of positioning your product out there in the market is used across categories, right? You have mobile devices, you have everything which is coming specifically in electronics, right, which is once in a while sort of a use, right, or also launched on a live stream event, right? And then you have products in the beauty and personal care space, right, which fundamentally has can be used in let's say 10 days, 15 days, and has a recurring sort of a period which you need to buy, right? So from a product angle or from a marketing positioning angle, live stream does not restrict it to certain categories or certain
Hmm.
products. Uh, it caters to across the categories, I would say.
I agree with you, Yash. I feel that this particular format of commerce is not really dependent on any particular category per se. For example, if somebody has to buy a very high involvement home appliance today, and they really want to understand how exactly that product needs to be picked, we buy a washing machine, let's say, once in 5 years, and then there are so many options available. Most even the most technically aware people are confused between three or four products. So then that's where live commerce probably comes in to help you decide, okay, this is what exactly I need to pick. And the same goes true for probably the fast fashion as well. I may not be aware of what goes well with what. For example, I'm pathetic at picking fashion products. So then that's where probably this will help me, pick the right product for me. I get some hints from one of the fashion influencers who tells me, okay, white goes well with blue, or something like that, and
Right.
probably I'll pick that product immediately as well. So it's not really dependent on what category. I think it's more to do with how you present it, how you use it, and the format that you use. So I think live commerce works for all the categories as well.
Right. So adding to both of your points, I agree to both of the things definitely. So as Manjeet said that rightly, that obviously it's not about the product but about how that the live streamer is presenting that particular product that you need, right? So definitely I'm not so sure about about the guys, but when it comes to women or girls, they are very conscious about their skin, how it looks, especially about makeup. So they're very conscious about how their skin looks, and if the product goes well with their skin, or is it fine to use this dark color or not. So definitely I think in that point, this live streaming is a win-win thing for for especially for makeup and fashion.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. um, So I move to the next question, which is the last question for this webinar, and that is the conclusion of all the discussion that we had during this webinar for the live commerce industry. So, what do you think? What is the future of live commerce? Is it right now, or maybe in next 6 months, 7 months? What do you think? What is the future of this live commerce industry in India?
Oh, I think that it is right now, absolutely right now. The sooner people or brands start leveraging it, the better it is. Because as and when technology matures, there are going to be a lot more players who are going to start utilizing it, and you would have as much competition or noise, as we say in marketing terms. There's going to be a lot of noise. So the sooner you start using the technology, the sooner you start reaching out to your consumers directly and engaging them, the better it is for any brand, whether it's small or big. So I definitely think that it's the right time to start.
And
Sure.
just to add on to what Panjit just mentioned, see, from a technology angle, there is a lot of evolution which is happening on the AI and the AR side. A lot of it is which is booming right now, right? And effectively, what is going to happen is there's a lot of amalgamation which will happen amongst this plus live commerce, and you see multiple variations of live commerce coming out, right? Numbers wise, I've
Right.
already explained where how do the numbers look from a business angle. Uh, in fact, even from a user persona side, it's not. I mean, it's something wherein the content consumption is gonna increase even in the coming years, right? So when all the factors are in favor, live commerce definitely has a lot of potential, right? Again, in the coming months and years, we'll see how this thing picks up and how the behavior from the users comes up.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I think as Yash mentioned about the conversion and what numbers look like. So we have a one question from one of our viewers for on this conversion part only. So that Gunika is asking, how can live commerce helps in conversion?
Okay, I'll take this up. Gunika, what happens is uh, live commerce effectively delivers the product the right way, right? When I'm buying a product, I need to know the nitty-gritties of what is the product about, how, or the smaller details. Today, what I do is I go on multiple platforms to gauge or get this data, all right? wherein when I'm interacting with someone who is giving a demo of the product, I have an option to ask them right there, which potentially uh, reduces the time for my questions to be answered. Right now, when it clubs with effectively all live commerce events today have really good offers running around, right? When you club it with offers, my decision making to buy the product reduces, right? And that's where the conversion actually increases, right? Uh, we have seen, if I talk about numbers of from a conversion angle, uh, as good as 9 times more conversion than normal typical e-commerce behavior is what I've seen, right? And I think that's the behavior which is going to be still be there.
Um,
Oh, I
I,
understand. Sorry.
I think to add to that, it's also about, when you're watching a live and you are interacting with the host. Plus, one thing is, there's a trust that's built, and two, all of us have this impulsive buying behavior. So if I have to go and figure out whether this product is good for me or on another research site, I would probably drop the idea saying, okay, maybe I'll buy this tomorrow. But then if I get all those answers immediately when I need those answers to those questions, that impulsive buying happens more often as against non-interactive setup, probably. So it definitely has a huge impact on conversion. You would see a lot more people being convinced and buying right there on the live stream itself, as against even thinking and keeping it on in your cart for a day or two, and then deciding to come back. So conversion definitely is something that gets pumped up.
Right. I guess Gunika must have got the answer to the question that she asked you, and definitely your expertise and the experience you guys, sharing with the audience is very important to these guys or our followers to know, or definitely for me to know that how this industry gonna work, and is the future is right with live commerce or not. And as we come to the conclusion and the end of this webinar, I think as Manjeet said that definitely impulsive buying is there, that definitely there is human touch and talking to these your consumers and connect. And as Yash mentioned about the conversion and the tech involved, and how it gonna help and brands to build during this whole and live commerce revolution which is right now happening in India in e-commerce industry. I said that as we come to the end, and thank you so much for joining in for this webinar. It was a great pleasure having you here, and I think your the knowledge that I have gained today is I cannot express that.
Thank you, in fact, for inviting us for the session.
Thanks, Amrut. Thanks for inviting us here.
Thank you. And Gunika is saying thank you, Yash and Manjeet, and she is happy with the answer. And I hope to see you guys soon with the next webinar with us. And thank you so much.
Sure. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.